Okay, picture this. You need to tell your parents something really important, but every time you think about bringing it up, your stomach gets tied up in knots. Maybe it's your career choices, your relationships, or something you've been struggling with. Does that sound familiar? Look, we've all been there. Those conversations with our parents that we know we need to have, but we keep putting it off because they feel impossible or they feel painful, or it's just stuff that sometimes we don't want to talk about. But here's the thing. These difficult conversations don't have to be disasters. In fact, they can actually strengthen your relationship with your parents if you approach them the right way. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to have these tough talks, step by step. This is the beginning of a series about how to have conversations with your parents. There are a lot of conversations we should be having with them as they get older. Everyone kind of needs help with the steps on what that looks like. So if you're ready to finally have that conversation that you've been avoiding, make sure to stick around until the end. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more relationship advice as well. So we're going to start with why these conversations matter. Now, before we dive into the how-to, let's talk about why these conversations are so important in the first place. When we avoid difficult conversations with our parents, we're essentially letting a lot of issues that don't need to fester. Conflicts don't resolve themselves, important topics don't get addressed, and that distance between you and your parents keep growing. And it doesn't just have to be your parents. It could be your grandmother, it could be your auntie, it could be your uncle, it could be just anyone else that you care for that's older. When you do have these conversations, even when they're uncomfortable, they're actually showing respect for your relationship. What you're doing is you're saying that this relationship matters enough to me and that I'm willing to work through the hard stuff. Now that's hard because sometimes we don't want to do it. But the reality is, as grown-ups, these are things that we have to do sometimes. So next, the foundation. The timing and the setting are so important. All right, let's get into the practical stuff. The first step is absolutely crucial, and it's something that most people completely overlook. And step one, choosing the right time and place. You have to set yourself up for success. And that starts with when and where you decide to have this conversation. First, find a quiet, private, and comfortable location. That's imperative. It isn't a conversation for the kitchen while everybody's rushing around to make dinner or in the car on the way to somewhere. You want to make sure that you're in a space where you won't be interrupted. Maybe it's a living room when it's just you and your parents, or maybe you even suggest going for a walk together. Create that space. Now, second, timing is everything. You want to pick a moment when everyone is relaxed and not in a rush. If your dad just got home from a stressful day at work, or if your mom is dealing with a crisis, that is not the time. They're not going to be open. All right. And step three, here's one. Avoid starting these conversations when emotions are already running high. If you're angry and they're frustrated about something else, just wait, because you know it's not going to benefit either one of you. It's not going to result in you seeing the ending that you need to see with this conversation. So think of it like this. You're not just having a conversation. You're creating the conditions for a good conversation to happen. So here's the bottom line. Difficult conversations with your parents don't have to be something that you dread. When you approach them thoughtfully, with the right timing, the right mindset, and the right strategies, they can actually bring you closer together. And you have to remember, your parents are human too. They want to understand you, even when it doesn't always feel that way. Sometimes they just need help knowing how to have these conversations just as much as you do. The relationship that you have with your parents and your loved ones is one of the most important relationships in your life. So it's worth investing in, even when it's hard work, even when it's uncomfortable. So if this video has helped you, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Tell me about a difficult conversation that you've been putting off, and maybe we all can support each other in taking the next step. And if you want more content, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.